Hey guys, it's Wendy Hutchinson, and I'm talking about boundaries today, which is a huge topic because the holidays are coming up. And that is such a stressful time for people because we feel like we have all of these obligations. We have all of these parties we need to plan or attend, or we have to spend time with family that we don't like, or buy gifts. So it's financially, really stressful for a lot of people. And of course, if you have kids, you want to make sure they have an amazing Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever holiday you're celebrating. So for some reason, the last few days, I have just been feeling really called to talk about boundaries. And what does that look like? What does that mean for you? How do you do it without guilt? I want to address all those things in my video today. It's storming outside, so it's really dark, and I don't have fancy lighting, so I apologize for being in shadow today. But my first thing I want to say is we all have an obligation to actually respect and love ourselves and honor our time and our energy and our resources. And for most of us, that's difficult because we're so used to people pleasing. I was so deep into people pleasing. So I wanted to make sure everybody was happy. I wanted to make sure everybody had a good holiday. I didn't want to disappoint my family by not showing up to an event or saying no. And by family, I mean like my parents or my sister, or maybe you've got family members and certain events are a tradition, like Thanksgiving football at your uncle's house or cousin's place. And maybe you're tired. Maybe you just feel like overwhelmed and kind of want to chill at home, but feel this tremendous pressure to attend things and show up and present yourself in a certain light, like you're happy and everything's great, but maybe you're on the verge of divorce or something. I don't know. There could be something going on in your personal life that's so difficult. It's really hard to go and show up with a happy face to some of these family events. And don't you find, I find, that family members are like our harshest critics, next to ourselves being our harshest critics, right? So when you're feeling vulnerable around anything in your life, which is, okay, let's all raise our hands because we're all vulnerable in some area of our lives. It's so hard to show up to these gatherings and not feel stressed out. And when we're stressed out, we start maybe snapping at the kids a little more, or our husbands, or we're drinking a few too many glasses of wine just to cope. There's so many behaviors and patterns at play, right? But what I want to tell you is it's really important to honor your truth. Yes, there's going to be blowback. If you don't take the kids to the grandparents' house, there could be a huge meltdown on the part of your parents or your family, guilting you, shaming you, making you feel awful. But I'm going to tell you, there's something really empowering about standing in your power and truth and honoring what's right for you. So I'm going to encourage you to do what you need to do to make your life easier, to lift the burden on your soul. If that means ordering a Thanksgiving meal, do it. You don't need to spend 3 days cooking and preparing and making homemade everything. Unless you love doing that, then do that. But the point of the holidays is really connecting and coming together in fellowship and love and in community and family and hanging out together. And whether you were a martyr and made every single thing from scratch and laid the perfect Thanksgiving table, or you just had friends over and said, hey, everybody bring a dish and I'm going to get a turkey from wherever, Whole Foods or wherever that's already prepared. I mean, do it. Do things that are going to make your life easier. Do things that feel aligned for you. And have the courage to just create your own traditions, maybe. Maybe you've never had an opportunity to spend a Christmas or Thanksgiving at home with just you and your kids. And there's something special about that. You know, creating those memories for your kids is awesome as well. So I wanted to encourage you to really get quiet. I know I say that in every video. Get quiet, come in, go in, and really feel what feels aligned for you. Maybe it's eating out even. Last Christmas, the last 2 Christmases, my son was like, I don't really like turkey. Let's go out for Chinese food. Now, usually I'm a traditionalist and I like to have a Christmas meal at home. And we always watch A Christmas Story. We have our traditions, you know. But the last couple of years, we went for takeout for Chinese. And it was great, you know. I didn't have to do dishes. We all had a great time. Last year we did like one of those Asian hot pot places, and it was like really fun. So I guess do what feels right for you and don't feel guilty about it. We all get to show up in life and do what resonates. We shouldn't be guilted, shamed, or feel bad or negative about what activities we're participating in, you know? Also, around Christmas giving, we can get really out of control on that. We're all guilty of it. And I know we do it from a place of love, but if money's tight for you, you know, do what you feel is appropriate. Don't bankrupt yourself or go into debt to buy something. Because to me, and this might just be me, but personally, I feel like my relationships are so much more important than the things. Actually spending time with my kids is so important to me rather than the exchange of gifts. Both my kids are musicians, so if they sit down and play music for me, oh my God, my heart like melts. This is like the best thing ever. But you know, they feel like they've got to, you know, come together and pool their money and buy me a gift that I need to open, but they're my gift. So maybe rethink about the expectations you're placing on yourself and the guilt that's accompanying your choices, and really align with what works for you. And don't be afraid to honor that. We live in a society and culture that encourages conformity. There's a lot of social pressure on all of us to do what other people want us to do. And there's this underlying fear of disappointing people. If you don't show up, oh, so-and-so is going to be heartbroken. Or if you don't buy the perfect gift, you know, Christmas will be ruined. But, you know, that's just not true. If you think back, what do you remember about your holidays? I'm pretty hard pressed to remember certain gifts that I got, but I do remember how I felt. I do remember things that made me feel loved, the warmth of having my family, my kids together with me when we were living in different states. Like, what a gift just to pick them up from the airport and hug their necks and spend time together doing anything. Even if it's just watching a movie or going bowling or doing something, you know, benign, like playing cards. Those are the things I love. And those are the things that mean a lot to me. So maybe create some new traditions for yourself. And please, please, be kind to yourselves through the holidays. It's a really stressful time. Don't judge yourself. Take breaks. Take naps. Take a nap. It's okay. Close your eyes for 5 minutes. The world won't stop turning. It'll all be there. Trust me when you open your eyes. But give yourself permission to just take a break. And that's about it. Honor yourself, okay? It's really important. It's really important that we honor ourselves every day. with the choices we make. But when you add the financial stress and timing and pressure and events of the holidays, boy, if we're already anxious or depressed or stressed out, that's just going to ramp you up even higher. So I'm going to recommend 3 things for you to do to practice self-care during the holidays. Number 1, sleep. Get some sleep. Force yourself to sleep if you have to, but it's really important that you're rested. Number 2, no negative self-talk. You are everything you need to be. You are not falling short. That's a perception that you've placed in your mind and attached emotion to. It's not true. You show up as your best, highest and best version of you, and that's enough. Whatever that looks like. Okay? So get rest and change your perception around how you're performing. You are doing fine. Be kind to yourselves. And number 3, don't be afraid to create a new tradition for your family. Don't be afraid to say no and stand in your power. That's what real empowerment is. Real empowerment is standing in your power and making aligned choices for you and allowing everybody around you to respond however they need to respond, because all of that emotion and drama is about them. It has nothing to do with you. Okay? So those are my 3 tips. I hope you guys have a great holiday. I'll be on quite a bit between now and then. We're only approaching Halloween 2019, so we've got some time, but I wanted to plant a seed early. So I hope you guys have a great day. Take care of yourselves. I love y'all. Bye.